Greetings, fellow outsiders. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, AceAttorney. I believe we're getting back into court today with the caretaker's testimony. Let's do it. December 27th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. I like how angular that guy's face looks in the key art. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. He's just so angsty. Dude, this is not the time to have a tantrum. Very well, no opening statement, so... God, I forgot about his voice. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking, thinking about my baubles and things. Right, of course. A prediction! Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Okay, whatever. Order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Bah! Must you question everything? I one-up you and say, must you object to everything, Von Karma? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I'll call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Who's probably not even gonna be awake for this. Witness, state your profession. Is it gonna pop? Duh. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. I forget the voice I gave, I'm sorry. And I, also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection! Always. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Dude, shut up! You're spending 3 minutes telling people it's gonna end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right, okay. The witness will state his name. I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My, memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. Can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? Witness testimony! The night of the murder. Okay. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out of the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Did he just fall back asleep at, like, the very end there? Very well, I'd like to begin cross-examination. Shut up, Karma! There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony. You're not even, he's not even, like, clever. He's just mean and pushy. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yeah. Mr. Wright? I'm gonna cross-examine, of course. Let me do it. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. He's so dramatic. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see, well then let's just take our time then. You may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. Alright, we're gonna press everything. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna take 3 hours, not 3 minutes. Just after midnight, you say? Yeah, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. He fell back asleep. I asked him and he remembered. Is that right? I'll get there. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. You see, continue. I was in the restaurant where I read boats. Hold it! You just said restaurant. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. Bring the parrot to the stand! That's not good enough for that's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith? The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Okay, then I heard a bang. Yep. Also, wasn't the gunshot like twice? Or am I misremembering that? I thought at one point that was revealed. Because then it was like, didn't Edgeworth tell us that in the one scene where we were out of court taking a break or something? I can't remember. And where did the bang come from? Bro. From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Hold it! Was there someone in the boat? Like a person. It was pretty far out there, I couldn't see clearly, but I figured there was 2 men out there. Yep. But you couldn't see them clearly? Yep. At the time, that is. At the time? Then I heard another bang. Oh yeah, this is it. 2 bangs. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. And that's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. If I know Von Karma, he spent time preparing his witness. I'm not going to find contradictions very easily in this testimony. Phew, it's tough being a lawyer. Phoenix, suck it up. We still got like a whole day's trial ahead of us. It wasn't the night of the 24th, just after midnight? Yup. Just after midnight, you say. I'm pressing on you, on this again on you for some reason. Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were vague about the time. I have a feeling that I have to present some sort of, evidence now. All right, ask him and he remembered. This is all the same, so am I going through it now? I must have gone through all of the statements. Oh wait, there is one more statement. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. So I have to like actually move to it though. I can't just press through the various statements until he gets to this. Hold it. By your window? What do you mean by this statement? Yeah, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Hold it! Are you sure? Uh-oh. Wake up! Dad! Oh my god. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead. And he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure that person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy! Is he okay? This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. On Karma, he lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up and for a fall! Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick! I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick or this trial is gonna be over. Raise an objection? Of course we're going to! Yes, and? Objection? Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. He's gonna say there was 2 shots, isn't he? That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. And then picked up the gun again? Like an idiot? So you're ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Objection! Of course, Your Honor. This witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead," but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie, Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. What about Polly? Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Okay. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. Alright, he's just gonna nap there. I guess we'll leave him there. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for any more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. Edgeworth, I love you. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. No! No! The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Edgeworth, I failed you. Oh, wait! Who was that just now? Me! Huh? What? Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park on the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it till just yesterday. But today I remembered it! Remembered what? The gunshot! I heard it too! Larry to the rescue. Order! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did! A gunshot that night! I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick! This is it! Larry's given us one final chance at this! She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty! Nick! It doesn't get any worse! You're right. Okay. I got this. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now! A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Larry Butts to the rescue! Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Did you see his face? Court is adjourned. Oh, man. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Phew. That was too close. Hi. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night? Yeah. Hi. Hey, Edgeworth. Do you wanna... Huh? Did you say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. And I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. But I had a cool haircut. I see. Right? Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trial. Oh, perfect trials. Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfect complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court, and that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick! No 10-minute trial this time! We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. Let's do it. Let's save Edgeworth. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Witness testimony. Come on, Larry, give me something good. That night I was out on a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back at the rental dock shop. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nick, it's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Cross-examination. All right, let's press him. Hold it. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. There's so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Well, it was after 11 when I first went out on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. And so I waited till the coast was clear to speak. Why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Okay, wait, hold on. I have to do it. I have to do this one. Pressing on everything seems to be a good tactic, no matter what. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness is searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Hold it. Around what time was that? Oh, well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around midnight? Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face! I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. He didn't see the boat, though. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Hold it. Isn't there a boat on that lake? Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts. Whoa, whoa, everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was a real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Larry, you gotta give me something. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It was pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Okay, so do I have to present evidence now? Do I do this? With the 2 gunshots? Let me try it. Objection! Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Loudheart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. The old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts, what? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How can you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening for something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? This doesn't seem related at all. Order, and stop that booing, Mr. Butts. You were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That's a crime! I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's a big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue his testimony? I mean, like, yes and it, right? Am I gonna get docked for this? Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony and be sure to include the details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Witness testimony. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it really booming loud like, but I sure heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Are we gonna have to like press him to see what the DJ was saying? You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's a big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Objection! Wait, Your Honor, the witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer? The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound and no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he couldn't have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Cross-examination. Time to press on Larry Butts. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. What happened to your girlfriend? So you turned on the radio? Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know. You, don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve, alone. I shouldn't have said anything. That's why I was listening to an all-request show. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud your radio was set to that night? And then he tells us, and then we go, BAM! Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yeah. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. But I sure heard that gunshot. Hold it. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remembered exactly what the DJ was saying. It was this. It's the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. Got to press it. Wait, did I miss the last statement? Oh, my bad. Press this! What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could, knowing what a radio DJ said to us do? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We don't care, or we should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course. Why? Because I said so. Karma? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh? Fine, very well. Mr. West, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when he said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. That would be before midnight. We got him, boys. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Von Karma's right. I'm not sure how this helped us at all. It was the most ludicrous. The midnight. What are you talking about, Phoenix? The midnight. Look, it says that it was taken at 12:15 a.m., bro. Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to present it. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Oh, what's with that face? You look scary, dude. If you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when I heard the gunshot. Indeed, and? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve! That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what this time was on the photo when this it was taken with a gun that triggered Miss Hart's camera. 12:25. 15 o'clock? 15 minutes after midnight on the Christmas day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Take that, Karma. Order? What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him, suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's wrong or Larry's right? Larry's right! For some reason, Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Oh, 11:50, the second lake photo. This one. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lauderhart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh, But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Ah, correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does this leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshot after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots, with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have heard a sneeze, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed the gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. He picked up the thing again. Or something. Shows an empty lake. Overheard. Fired 3 times. So there. This is my evidence. Murder weapon. Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I have to realize the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order? That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second! Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the steel samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya? Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch me and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick! Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony now just has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth? There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. Yes, we've seen this. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been unaliving. Well, the guilty party asked to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine another possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamps on the photo says 12:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake? That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent? Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are. The murderer and Hammond? Edgeworth and the murderer. Edgeworth and Hammond. Edgeworth and the murderer? Oh! It makes sense! Wait, I think I know what happened. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why you went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's Miles Edgeworth, Lotta Hart, or I don't know. I don't think it was Lotta. Was it Lotta? I'm gonna press this. I'm gonna choose this one. Murderer is none other than Miss Lotta Hart. Investigative photographer? Yes. You're saying that young lady dressed up like Robert Hammond and fooled Mr. Edgeworth? Yep. All right, Phoenix. I chose the wrong one. I'm ashamed I actually listened to this utter nonsense. Listen, you came to this conclusion based on a piece of evidence. That is the photograph taken at 11:50. If you didn't have this photograph, you never would have made this claim. Correct? Just who was it who went out of her way to give you this piece of evidence? Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. Let me try again. Let me try again. It was let me try again. Why would the murderer go through all that trouble just to deliver you decisive evidence? Listen, let me try again, okay? I guess they wouldn't. No, let me try again. Mr. Wright, I'm going to penalize you for this. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Whoops, Mr. Wright, can you tell me the name of the real murderer? He looks suspicious. The murderer's name? Right, it's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah, again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. What? What? The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? But where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not at the boat? What? Well, then where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place? At the boat shop? Or I don't think it was where Larry was. Wait! Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet the victim without anyone seeing. You have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime. Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. Okay, so he was out searching on the lake. That night he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, a gunshot was very, very close by. And where that would be if he had just returned on a boat? The boat shop. Ah, Mr. Wright. What happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. Let's do it! That night, the caretaker of the boat's shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. Oh man. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Oh, details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. Because the first shot missed, or to create a witness? Is it to create a witness? Maybe the camera didn't flash the first time. I'll go with this one. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, he falls. The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol on the boat behind him. Interesting. I see. To someone looking from an edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put on Mr. Hammond's wet coat back onto the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Ooh, he's in trouble. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Oh, hi. Hi. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes, don't flatter me. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir? Bailiff? We are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Look at how Edgeworth has such good posture. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become a very important part of this trial. I want him and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Exciting! December 27th at 1:22 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Yay! Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. Now I gotta get under Miles Edgeworth. And what about Larry? There was something else? Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? I got lost in your eyes. Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. I'm in love, Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? You can tell me. It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Edgeworth. No! To be continued. Alright, what an exciting day at trial. But at the very least, we got Edgeworth off the hook temporarily. I'm gonna save really quick. Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I hope you guys are enjoying this. As always, it looks like we're gonna have at least one more day of trial with Edgy, my boy, which I don't mind. I don't know if you guys mind. I don't care if we see Edgeworth anymore. I mean, like, I do care, but I try to be casual about it, so. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. On that note, I'm going to say, thank you so much for being here. Remember all there. I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.